6 charged for Smalley escape. Concerns over dorm law case. And pipeline construction continues. I'm Rico Beaufort, and this is Uncut News. Do you see news happening? Send us a tip on WhatsApp at 592-659-6151. A superintendent of prisons and 5 others have been charged with aiding death row inmate Mark Royden Williams, aka Smalley, in his escape from the Mazaruni prison. They are 48-year-old Raj Mohan Artur, 28-year-old Frangalis Jumgandri Flores Perez, 26-year-old Omar Witherspoon, 35-year-old Conroy Hazana, 50-year-old Oldfield Romulus, and 59-year-old Alexander Hopkinson. Hopkinson is the superintendent of prisons at the Mazaruni prison, whilst Romulus is his second in command. The accused all appeared at the Bartica Magistrates Court earlier today and were each granted bail in the sum of $750,000. The Guyana Marriott Hotel is likely to be sold to X LLC, an American investment group founded by Rami El Batrawi, after they offered US $90 million, the highest bid among several companies that bid for the hotel. Nissel has started negotiations with the top bidder, which was also the top bidder among the 6 bids initially submitted for the acquisition of the hotel. The hotel was constructed for US $58 million and is currently operating at a profit, even without the casino and entertainment center that were initially planned. The opening of the World Trade Center in Guyana, not that one, this one, has been delayed until February 2024 due to supply chain issues and other setbacks. Despite the delay, the WTC Georgetown has already received interest from local and foreign companies to rent office space and is working with small and medium-sized enterprises to prepare them to access international markets. The WTC Georgetown has also signed several MOUs with WTCs in China, Ghana, Canada, and Colombia to develop trade relations and identified products needed in certain markets. Technically, the election is not over, as there were ties in multiple constituencies. In fact, after a tie in 2 constituencies in Berbice, the respective returning officers drew lots. Yes, they literally cast lots like in the Bible, in the presence of a magistrate to determine the winners. They are Ramdat Baitu and Odesh Tambourine, both of the PPP, emerged victorious in Seafield Tempe and Plekt Anchor Court Berat, respectively. The president has announced a significant change in the payment schedule for NIS and old age pensions, following a suggestion raised by a pensioner during his recent walkabout in Lamahar Gardens in Georgetown. After that, he declared that starting next month, both NIS and old age pensions would be paid on the same day. The police have already completed their investigation into allegations against Darmlaw and are currently seeking legal advice from the Director of Public Prosecutions. The police have denied breaching procedures in their investigations, and they confirmed that minors were not questioned without a parent or welfare officer present. But concerns have been raised that some persons are already trying to pervert the course of justice. According to the police, the child was brought to the scene of the crime, Darmlaw's house, but well-placed sources say Darmlaw was there at the time, and he only left his home when the girl protested. He was then asked to leave after she protested, and the Child Care and Protection Agency officer actually took her back into the car and waited until he finally left. However, they noted the smell of fresh paint in the home during a walkthrough with the victim and police.
Attention truck owners. Between potholes, bad drivers, and high fuel prices, you've got 99 problems to deal with. But with Powered Automotive, your engine ain't one. That's because they stock high-quality parts and spares you need at prices you can't beat. Visit them at Lot 491 EE Eccles, or call or WhatsApp them at telephone number 6970171. Save big on truck parts at Powered Automotive, the #1 heavy-duty truck parts store in Guyana.
Tired of waiting on hold, tracking down a delivery driver, or carrying cash for your food orders? GTEats is here to make your life easier. Ghana's first cashless food ordering and delivery app. Choose from Georgetown's top restaurants, pay securely with your card, and get your food delivered right to your doorstep. With the convenience of being able to order from your phone and the added feature of tracking your order, GTEats is the ultimate solution for all your food needs. Download the app on Apple and Android stores and start ordering the easy way today.
Georgetown has announced that over 700 small business owners will soon receive grants from the Small Business Bureau. Additionally, the government plans to provide aid to farmers in Port Kaituma, Region 1, by sending a team to assess their needs and establish a nursery there. Donetta Charles, a security guard, has been charged with 4 counts of obtaining money by false pretense by Soku after 3 women were scammed out of $590,000 in a fake Facebook boyfriend scheme. Charles pleaded not guilty and was placed on $120,000 bail, with the matter adjourned to July the 14th. Now for news from the diaspora. Judge Andrea Sabita Ogle was inducted into the Civil Court of the City of New York 1 year after being nominated by the Queen's Democratic Party, making history as the first biracial woman and Guyanese-born judge in New York City. Judge Ogle has an outstanding record in the judicial system, having managed her own law practice for over 20 years and served as a member of the Attorneys for Children and 18B assigned counsel panels. Now for today's oil update. ExxonMobil has hired Van Oord and Subsea 7 for offshore pipeline laying and Sycam and Geico for onshore pipeline laying for the Casa Energy project. Pipelaying activities are ongoing near the west bank of Guyana's Demerara River, with the DB Rewa vessel joining operations. The project is expected to cost US $1.8 billion and be completed by the end of 2024. Here's more information from the new Draft Petroleum Activities Bill. The bill seeks to prohibit government officials and their family members from owning a petroleum license or having a share in a body corporate involved in petroleum exploration, production, storage, and pipeline transportation services. Violators face a fine of $10 million and imprisonment for 1 year, and any acquired license or share will be forfeited to the state. The public consultation phase for the draft bill will last from June the 20th to July the 3rd.
Robbery season might be over, but the streets are still mean. That's why you need to get security for your home or business with Sheriff Security. Sheriff Security has well-trained guards, armed and unarmed patrol, marine patrol, canine services. These people even got drones. Why? Because your security is their highest priority. You've seen the rest, now hire the best. Hire Sheriff Security Service today.
Now it's time for our Uncut News Viewers Poll Question of the Day. Every day we pose a question about current events in Ghana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it plays to us. Last night I asked, do you believe 2 weeks is long enough for a review of a new law?
But before we get to that, I'm proud to announce our latest addition to the Noble Army, Richard Singh, who is supporting us at the reporter level, the highest level of monthly support we've received so far. So thank you, Richard Singh. And also, a special thank you to David Griffith, Dion Nascimento, Project Zero, and Dimitri V. I appreciate you all. And if you're watching at home and you'd like to support our movement, just hit the link in the video description.
Lash says with good planning and proper publicizing and accessible avenues to submit input, 2 weeks is enough time. It's important that ahead of time, those expected to provide input into said consultations be prepared for, either through sensitization campaigns or direct involvement. Without these, it doesn't matter if it takes 2 weeks or 2 months. The input will be ill-informed, leaving us solely at the behest of whatever the policymakers generate. Not ignoring the fact that we gotta do our part, but info on this showed to be more widely publicized with similar energy to that of the LGE or RGE. Also, welcome back, Noriko. Well, thank you. Good to be back, Lash. And I agree with you 100%. You know, don't you think it's funny that there are actually communities in this nation that do not have electricity or even water, but we have elections in every single one? And finally, BizBoy says a month should be enough, because 2 weeks is far too short. Now for tonight's question. I feel like getting a little controversial, so I want to know, what are your thoughts on the whole Dharm Law case? Please try to be respectful because, of course, this is YouTube, so if it's anything too disrespectful, I can't read it. But nonetheless, think about that question and tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight, and check us out tomorrow for another. Until then, I'm Nico Bulford saying good night, folks.